Hello, my name is Sarah. I am an English teacher and language anxiety coach, and welcome to the first lesson in the 5-day Think Positive Speaking Challenge. Now, today's lesson is all about how you can practice speaking at home, and all of the tips in this lesson are to help you practice speaking without other people. Now, you might be lucky enough to have a brother or a sister or a partner or a friend or a colleague who also wants to practice their speaking. And if that's true for you, absolutely you should use that resource, because having a speaking partner is a fantastic way for you to practice your language. However, number one, a lot of us don't have access to this. And number two, there are times when practicing speaking alone is really, really important. So if you are an exam candidate, for example, let's say you're doing IELTS or one of the Cambridge exams, in those exams you have a solo speaking task, whether that's IELTS Part 2, the picture tasks in FCE and CAE, or the CPE long term. Those tasks are all about you. There's no interaction. And this means that although it's kind of scary for you, you are able to really practice these at home by yourself, and you absolutely should be doing this. Now, another example of people who really need to practice speaking at home are people who have to give presentations at work, people who maybe have to present themselves at a job interview. Any kind of solo speaking will really benefit from being practiced at home. However, it is not only exam candidates and people who need English at work who can benefit from practicing speaking by themselves. All language learners, no matter what their level, what their objectives, can benefit from self-practice, okay? It's really important. If you have lessons with your teacher once a week and that is the only speaking you do, I would suggest it's not going to be enough. Okay, and even if you just do 5 minutes of speaking practice at home every day over the course of a week, a month, a year, that is going to add up. Now, practicing at home essentially means talking to yourself, and a lot of people don't really feel comfortable with this. Now, I am a person who talks to themselves all day. And for me, in the lockdown, wearing a face mask was fantastic because it meant I could talk to myself when I was in public and no one knew. But even when I'm at home, I'm working, I'm just doing something, I very, very often just talk to myself. And my partner thinks it's very strange because he doesn't know if I'm talking to him or to me. So some of us are kind of okay with talking to ourselves, but for other people, it feels very uncomfortable. In English, we have a saying that the first sign of madness is to talk to yourself. And so I guess talking to yourself, perhaps it makes us think of people who are a little bit strange, or perhaps we don't really trust them, and it kind of has a little bit of a bad reputation. However, it has now been proven that talking to yourself is actually very beneficial. For example, talking to yourself can help you find items in a supermarket more easily. So if you're looking for the eggs and you can't find them, you can actually make things quicker by going around the supermarket saying eggs, 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 eggs. Maybe you might want to wear a face mask when you do this. It can also help your brain process information more clearly and more logically. So by voicing our thoughts, we kind of sort them out so that they become clearer for us. And finally, voicing what we want to achieve, so really saying our goals out loud, focuses our mind and makes it more likely we will achieve what we want. This is why affirmations are so helpful for us, because they give us that mental clarity. So, in other words, talking to yourself is actually a really good thing to do. So why not do it in English? If talking to yourself is so good for you, why not use it also as a way to practice speaking English? So here are 3 simple ways, easy ways, that anyone at any level can practice speaking at home. Number 1 is to write your lists in English. So these could be shopping lists, to-do lists, lists about work, lists about emails you need to send. Any kind of list, instead of writing it in your first language, write it in English. Now, when I lived in China, I did try this, but it was very difficult for me because the Chinese characters were so hard that every time I wanted to write a list, I had to look up how to draw the characters, and in the end I gave up. But I think with English, if you're watching this video, your language is good enough to be able to write your lists in English. And you might be thinking, well, Sarah, that's great, but writing is writing, that's got nothing to do with speaking. However, often when we have a list, we kind of go through it and we look at it and we think about it. So you can do things like this. What's next on my list? Oh, yeah. I have to send that email. Ugh. I really don't want to send that email right now though. Is there something else that I could do before lunch? Oh yeah, I can pay that bill. So this language is not difficult, it's not complicated, but it's giving you that little bit of extra time to practice your speaking and to work it into your everyday life. Now, the second tip, and I love this tip, and this is to speak English to your pet, if you have one. And again, I have a little dog. My little dog is from China. I found her when I lived there. And I often talk to my dog in Chinese because I don't have anybody else to talk to in Chinese, and I kind of feel like it's good for her to hear a little bit of Chinese. So often I talk to her in Chinese. Now, the great thing about talking to a pet is they do not care about your grammar, they do not care about your vocabulary, and they certainly don't care about your pronunciation. So it's a fantastic way to talk to something without the worry or stress of making mistakes. Okay, and again, it's really, really simple. Hey dog, how are you doing today? You feeling okay? Oh, you're going to have a little sit down? Yeah, it's been a long day for you. So this kind of stuff. And again, it's just getting that little bit of speaking practice. Now, the third way that you can do this, and this is a great way to get speaking practice for those of you who really like to move. So people who are kinesthetic learners and who really like movement. And that is to narrate what you are doing. So imagine you're in the kitchen, you're cooking your dinner and you need to chop some onions. You can narrate this to yourself. Okay, where are the onions? Okay, there's an onion, right. How many do I need? 1, great. So I need to chop this onion and then I need to fry it in the oil. With all of these strategies though, the most important thing to bear in mind is that your mistakes don't matter. Let's look at this last strategy again and see what happens if there's mistakes. Okay, I need onion. How much onion? I need 1 onion. How much? How many? How many onion? No, wait, I'm stuck. As soon as you start to worry about mistakes, your fluency drops. And these tips and strategies are all about improving your speaking and fluency, not about working on accuracy. If you hear yourself make a mistake, forget about it. It doesn't matter in this context. Now, your challenge for this very first lesson is to try one of these ideas at home. So try narrating your day. Try narrating what happens when you cook or when you clean or when you go in the bath and wash your hair. Try talking to your cat or your dog or your fish or your hamster. Or try making your lists in English and talking them aloud as you work them through. Have a go with those strategies. See which one feels best for you. Now, if you are watching this video on YouTube, there are other videos in this playlist. They all look at different ways you can improve your speaking and also your mindset about speaking. If you'd like to get the free PDFs that go with these videos, you can click on the link in the comment section below, or you can go to my YouTube banner and click on the button there. That will give you access to the free 5-day Think Positive Speaking course. You'll get an email every day with the PDFs and a link to these YouTube videos. There's no cost, it's 100% free for you, and it's all about helping you become a more positive, happy English speaker. Any comments, any questions, please leave them below. I love hearing from you guys. And thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in lesson 2. Goodbye.